Hello, and welcome to the BA Knowledge Share. In this episode, we continue with chapter 4, which is conduct elicitation. So without further ado, let's get started. So within the conduct elicitation section or task of the elicitation chapter, chapter 4, the purpose behind the conduct elicitation is to draw out, explore, and identify information relevant to the change. There are three common types of elicitation. One is collaborative, which involves direct interaction with stakeholders and relies on their experiences, expertise, and judgment. Research involves systematically discovering and studying information from materials or sources that are not directly known by stakeholders involved in the change. Experiments involves identifying information that could not be known without some sort of controlled test. The elements within the conduct elicitation are guide elicitation activity, meaning understanding the proposed representations of business analysis information, which were defined in planning, helps ensure that the elicitation activity is focused on producing the intended information at the desired level of detail. This applies to each instance of an elicitation activity throughout a change and may vary based on the activity. In order to help guide and facilitate towards the expected outcomes, business analysts consider 1, the elicitation activity goals and agenda, 2, scope of the change, 3, what forms of output the activity will generate, 5, what other representations the activity results will support, how the output integrates into what is already known, who provides the information, who will use the information, and how the information will be used. The second element is capture elicitation outcomes. Conducting elicitation is frequently iterative and takes place in a series of sessions, in parallel or in sequence, according to the scope of the elicitation activity. In the elicitation activity, if the elicitation activity is unplanned, outcomes are captured and integrated into the appropriate planned outcomes. Capturing the elicitation outcomes helps to ensure that the information produced during elicitation activities is recorded for later reference and use. Some of the guidelines and tools are the business analysis approach, which influences how each elicitation activity is performed, as it identifies the types of outputs that will be needed based on the approach. Existing business analysis information, this may guide the questions posed during elicitation and the approach used to draw out information from various stakeholders. Stakeholder engagement approach provides collaboration and communication approaches that might be effective during elicitation. Supporting materials includes any materials to prepare both the business analyst and participants before elicitation, as well as any information, tools, or equipment to be used during elicitation. Some techniques that are used here are benchmarking and market analysis, brainstorming, amongst quite a few. I would recommend going to the BABOK guide, and they will provide you with a list of techniques that are used in this task. Some stakeholders in this are the customer that will provide valuable business analysis information during elicitation, the domain subject matter expert who has the expertise in some aspect of the situation and can provide the required business analysis information, the end user who's a user of existing and future solutions, implementation SME who designs and implements a solution and provides specialist expertise, the sponsor who authorizes and ensures that the stakeholders necessary to participate in elicitation are involved, and any stakeholders could have relevant knowledge or experience to participate in elicitation activities. So this concludes the task of conducting elicitation sessions. So let's kind of summarize what we went through. So the purpose behind conducting elicitation is to draw out information from relevant to the change. The elements are guide elicitation activity. 2 is capture elicitation outcomes. 3, there isn't a 3. So the next guidelines and tools is business analysis approach, existing business analysis information, stakeholder engagement approach, and supporting materials. Techniques, there are varied techniques used in this task. And stakeholders are your customer, your domain SME, your end user, your implementation subject matter expert, your sponsor, and any stakeholders that could have relevant knowledge or experience to participate in the elicitation activities. As an example, you may have production support folks join you in the elicitation sessions to kind of gather non-functional requirements. So that being said, this ends the task of conduct elicitation in the elicitation chapter. If you do find value in these episodes, please do consider subscribing. Otherwise, I will see you in the next episode. Thank you.